Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Pucks and Brews. It's been so long that I don't even remember the name the episode number. So you're just going to have to look that down in the title of the video. But holy crap, we're back. And Liam, my good friend Liam Gotimer, is back with us once again because unfortunately Brendan and Woj could not join us today. But Liam, what's going on?
I'm doing very well. I'm thrilled to be here, right on the precipice of Rangers playoffs. I'm so excited.
And in true Pucks and Brew style, everything gets thrown together last minute because, of course, it does.
That's all right. It happens.
Yeah, but freaking first, like you said, first round of the playoffs coming up. Got a lot of interesting matchups and ones that I'm really looking forward to. And that's not even including the Rangers playoffs series in particular. No offense, Rangers. There's just other series that I'm looking forward to more just because I think the Penguins suck, but that's just my personal opinion.
Penguins do.
What was that?
They stink. They certainly do.
Yeah, that I don't hold back on here. So, but first round coming up. And then obviously we're going to predict major award winners with the Hart, Calder, Norris, Vezina, and Selke, because all the other ones, it kind of just gets a little diluted after that. But also, we have to talk about, we got to summarize the Rangers season because we went an entire season without doing an episode. So I think we should dedicate around 10 minutes to doing that. I'm just going to do a very quick sneak peek to see where we last left off of the podcast. Wow. When the Wild bought out Parise and Suter. Jesus Christ almighty.
That's a while ago. Lots happened since then.
That's a little too long. Like, my God. The episode before that was when we teamed up with you. So, Jesus. All right. You know what? We recorded in July. Okay. So we got through all the past off season. Very nice. So let's just get right into it. The Rangers season started off very strangely because it felt like it was a continuation of the end of last season, except we just had much better goaltending right off the bat. Not to say that Igor was playing bad at the end of last season, but at the beginning of this season, he was just playing completely out of his mind. What are your thoughts, Liam?
Yeah, he certainly was. And, the Rangers really weren't playing their best hockey at the beginning of the year. There were multiple games that I can go back to where they did not deserve to win. And the reason they did was largely in part to Igor Shesterkin. And that's why he will win the Vezina. Spoiler alert, before I make my picks. I think that's an easy one. But yeah, the Rangers, I feel like they really didn't come together until the middle of the season, to be honest. I think, there was a lot of bottom six guys that they integrated into the lineup, like your Barclay Goodrows, like your Ryan Reeves. And, I thought Goudreau was good in the early part of the season, but I think when Kopp came in, when Vetrano came in, that's when things really turned around because suddenly those two acquisitions, you have Frank Vetrano, who is now that first line winger that you've been looking for, and Andrew Kopp to play alongside Artemi Panarin. And I just mentioned this in the podcast earlier today. Andrew Kopp, one of the statistics that I love about Andrew Kopp is that he is elite at zone entries. And you have Andrew Kopp and Artemi Panarin. Andrew Kopp gets into the zone easily, creates open ice, and then who is he passing it to? Artemi Panarin, who creates open ice better than any player in the league. And, they're going to set up opportunities for Strome. It's going to set up opportunities for Kopp on the other side and your defensemen. And that's why they've been absolutely outstanding. Couple that with Zibanejad, Kreider, and Vetrano. Kreider has 50 goals. So it's been an outstanding season. It got off to a strange start. Shesterkin deserved a lot of credit, but at the end of the year, it's been a team effort. And that's why I don't like people saying that, the Rangers are just Igor Shesterkin. No, if you've watched them in the second half of the year, they're much more of a complete team.
Yeah, no, my thoughts exactly. Early part of the season, I was literally grinning my teeth through a lot of these games. But as soon as they added Vetrano, it was like a complete 180. And then like the Kopp move, as you said, that was holy crap. Like he's been a godsend on that second line. Not to say that Strome has been terrible, but I don't think he's playing as good as last season.
No, he's not. He's not. But Andrew Kopp helps Ryan Strome, as he does help Artemi Panarin. So kind of hides, the weakness that Strome has added to the lineup this year. I mean, the guy doesn't have 20 goals yet. and you're playing with Panarin, you expect a little bit more production. And I think with the acquisition of Kopp, he's not going to get re-signed in the offseason, that being Strome. I think you're going to sign Kopp in favor of Ryan Strome and then try to find a second line winger or just hope that Kaapo Kakko or Alexi Lafreniere grows into that role. So,
well, I mean, side note, I think Lafreniere has taken a major step this season, and I think he can be a full-time top 6 forward to start next season. We'll just have to see, what the line combinations are, because there's a lot of unknowns with Vetrano getting re-signed, which if I had to make a prediction, I don't think he gets re-signed because I think they put more money towards Kopp, but it's going to be very interesting to see how Drury, I love using this word, finagles the contracts going into the offseason, because I mean, I'm still kind of mad they let Jesper Fast go, but I just had a bad feeling that the cap situation wasn't going to match up. Unfortunately, that's what happened. If his contract was going for a year later, he'd probably still be on the team, but I'm not going to live in the past anymore because, what good does that do? Playoffs are starting. But yeah, as soon as they added all those guys at the deadline, Vetrano, like you said, Kopp, Tyler Mott, I thought was a great addition. Unfortunately, he got hurt. Justin Braun, they also added. I was kind of questioning that at the time, still kind of questioning that a little bit because, he's basically 7th defenseman. You paid a 3rd round pick. You hope it works out. But did they add somebody? Am I missing somebody? I feel like I am.
No, I think you're good. I think you got everybody.
Yeah, for once I actually remembered everybody. Yeah. No,
yeah,
but yeah.
As far as the trade deadline gets, I think Tyler Mott, it's unfortunate that he got injured in that game against Pittsburgh. Anthony Angelo, there should be a target on his back. If you're Ryan Reeves, that's a dirty hit. He probably broke a couple of his ribs. They never specified what the injury was. And Gerard Gallant, I don't know if you saw in the press conference today, said Tyler Mott will be available at some point in this series. So if there comes a point where the Rangers are in need of a little bit of an energy boost, or, they lost a couple of games, or, they need to get back in the series somehow, being able to add Tyler Mott back into the lineup changes the complexion of the entire series.
Hey, Justin, what's up, buddy? For those of you watching, or listening on audio and not on video, my buddy Justin from the Sports Hit List, which I also do shows with them once in a while, just joined us. Justin, how are you? He's still getting set up, but yeah, you kind of spooked me a little bit. Came in a few minutes early, but that's good. I'm good. But yeah, so I completely lost my train of thought.
Talking about Tyler Mott, he's just going to influence the series if he's able to come back by game 4, game 5. The Rangers need some help. That's all.
Yeah, I did not see that on Twitter actually, so I'm very glad you brought that up because I've been so dead focused on the NFL draft the last 3 days that I haven't paid attention to hockey in the slightest up until today when I was finally getting all my draft info out of the way, article after article and all that jazz. But wild 3 days. Are you a Jets fan?
I'm a Jets fan, yeah.
I am also a Jets fan, and I am very, very happy.
Let me tell you, Joe Douglas, the man doesn't miss. He does not miss.
I think he's okay. Well, this is a little premature, but he might just be the best general manager a New York sports team has had in probably since 2010.
It's funny. I went on a podcast today and I said that Joe Douglas might be the best general manager in Jets history.
He might be after these last 2 off seasons.
He got 3 top 10 talents in the first round, and he was picking a 26th in his last pick. Come on.
Yeah, I was having a field day on Thursday night.
He got the best running back in the draft, the best wide receiver in the draft. He got the best cornerback in the draft in Sauce Gardner. He elite draft, but I know it's a hockey podcast. So
yeah, I know. I had to. Yeah. I'm so glad you were a Jets fan. For some reason, I thought you were a Giants fan, and no. Brendan and Woj are not apparently. They're unfortunately Giants fans. So we can't talk football too much, but I'm glad we got some football on here.
I might have to be a Carolina Panthers fan because I'm moving to Cary.
Oh, you are?
After graduation. Yep. So.
Oh man. Yeah. Congrats.
Down there. Thank you. And it's going to be perfect timing because if the Rangers win their first round series and the Hurricanes beat the Bruins 15 minutes away from PNC Arena, I'll be at Hopefully all those games.
Spoiler alert, I do have them beating the Bruins first round, but we'll get into that a little later.
Yeah,
Justin, you good?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yeah. All right. So for those of you who have been watching on the YouTube channel video, yeah, gee, my brain is so shot. My friend Justin has joined us from the Sports Hit List. Justin, just because we were bringing it up, what's your NFL team? How did you think their draft went?
Honestly, I don't watch the NFL.
All right.
I haven't watched the NFL for a couple of years. I'm a Saints. I'm a born and raised Saints fan. But I couldn't tell you how to draft with this year because I was focused on the NHL. It was a very hectic week for the West, so I was kind of focused on that. Plus, it was my birthday last week, so.
Oh, happy birthday!
Thanks.
Happy birthday.
I'm hoping the Saints did well, but we'll see how that goes when the season comes around.
I would like to comment, but I completely don't remember at all how the Saints draft went. But
I don't play.
That's enough football for a hockey podcast. But yeah, so we were just about to get into summarizing the Rangers season. I mean, the second half of the season. Like we were saying, like all the additions at the trade deadline brought significant boosts to the team in almost every aspect. Like I said, the Braun trade is still questionable, but the forward group, we have a solidified first line right winger that solidified the entirety of the first line. Kopp has been, I guess you could say, revolutionary on the second line. So our second line looks a lot better. Strome dropping down to the third line and playing with Goodrow. That's a boost to that line. Just for the record, I am not a huge fan of playing bottom six wingers in the top six 90% of the season. As much as I loved Jesper Fast when he was here, I didn't necessarily like it. So I'm just, as our good buddy Carl Justin likes to say, I'm staying consistent with it. What are your thoughts on that, Liam?
We'll take Foss here down in North Carolina, but no,
you guys got a good player.
I've been very adamant since the trade deadline, saying that the Rangers are by far the winners of the trade deadline this year, and the end season results really showed that. I think Kopp was a fantastic addition. I agree with every line move that you just mentioned there. Strome, I didn't mind him on the second, but third best is probably where he really belongs. I 100% agree with that. It's been a joy watching them, even though the games between the Hurricanes and the Rangers have been a little bit one-sided in the early game in the Canes' favor. That's when I get to see the Rangers the most. As far as consistency, though, I mean, the Rangers really, top to bottom, I think they just look probably like the most decent on this side of the country for me, heading into the playoffs, the most balanced. And I just think it's a great, time to be a Rangers fan. My best friend's a Rangers fan, and he's over the moon with how they performed this season compared to the last 4 years of what he called pure torture.
Well, he's not totally wrong, but two draft lottery wins, so that
I wouldn't describe it as pure torture.
Well, you don't understand. I mean, look, I'm not a New York market sports fan. I just know how over the top you guys are, and he's so. It's not really torture because he is a Jets fan.
You want to talk about torture? Being a Jets fan has been torture.
I'm a Jets fan and a Knicks fan and a Mets fan. That's
my friend.
That's brutal. BRUTAL, brutal.
Yeah, but no, he at least he wasn't an Islanders fan prior to the last two seasons. But I mean, Rangers fans. I get to give him hell every now and then because I was living in Los Angeles when the Kings beat the Rangers for the cup.
Way to drag down my mood, Justin.
I'm sorry, but history is history.
And we were just joined by my friend Ryan, also from the Sports Hit List. Ryan, how you doing, buddy?
What's going on?
Yeah, sorry for making this all very last minute, but I was kind of panicking all day.
Holy
Yeah, no,
shit,
you're
you
fine.
shaved?
Yeah.
Holy.
Well, I mean, I told you I was going to.
I didn't know you were serious about it.
Yeah.
Aren't you supposed to shave after the playoffs?
Yeah, it's after
Well,
the
I mean,
playoffs.
I shaved for the playoffs so I can grow it back out again until
Oh,
like
okay.
August.
Fair.
Knowing me,
Congrats
I'll
to the
grow it
first round
back.
exit there, buddy.
No, I specifically did it before the game on Friday. So,
Okay.
What's the game on Friday? Oh, the game 4?
No. Season finale against the Capitals.
I guess it can slide.
We'll let it slide for right now.
I did nothing. Liam, tell him I did nothing wrong.
He did
I
nothing.
everything wrong.
Nah, it's bullshit.
I mean, I usually do everything wrong, but I made sure to take precautions on this.
As long as he's starting it before the playoffs.
Yes.
That's okay. Fine.
Well, starting it again.
We're doing our special on Saturday. So
I can't wait for that.
and tomorrow's show, or not tomorrow, Tuesday's show is gonna be a weird one.
Oh God.
Just gonna say it now.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be on that one, right?
Maybe. I think so.
I hope so.
You probably will. Well, it's because it's the last show before the playoffs. Well, the playoffs start tomorrow, so it's the first show of the playoffs, and then we'll have our weekly show, and then we'll have the Saturday show after round 1, and then the round 2, round 3, and then
Gotcha.
the finals.
For all those listening or watching on YouTube, we run a separate show for, like I keep saying, the sports set list.
This one's if they
Yes,
can see.
Chirp and Chat on Tuesday. Please, this is going to be uploaded on Monday at noon. So please check us out on Tuesday if you listen or watch this video by then. So Liam, unfortunately, you have to get going in like 10 minutes. So let's just continue finishing up the Rangers season. Post deadline, they
So freaking happy with how it turned out.
Yeah.
You brought in the lethal players with Frankie Vetrano, Andrew Kopp, Justin Braun. Like those 3 changed the entire Rangers outlook on the playoffs. In my perspective.
Yeah, it really did. It changed the outlook of their season, to be honest. And it's gonna one thing I did want to mention earlier, Mike, is you were talking about Justin Braun and paying the price of a 3rd round pick for him. Here's my thing. You guys Ranger fans, right? Is he gonna play in game 1 against the Penguins? No.
Nope.
So
probably not.
They're probably home until
doesn't
game 3.
They're gonna play Schneider over him.
Yes. And Zach Jones.
Well, just for the record, Schneider should be playing in every game because I think he's better than both Braun and Nemeth.
I agree.
100%.
I think
100%.
Nemeth has been better in the second half of the season. I think
No.
Zach Jones.
No.
Nemeth
No.
slightly. He has.
No.
He has.
I have
No,
He
no.
was not good in the early part of the season.
Ryan, trust me, he's been slightly better. That it's not a high bar to clear.
Slightly better. That's not anything better than it was in the beginning of the season.
And hot take, I don't think in the playoffs, Zach Jones should be playing over Justin Braun. I think Justin Braun is your 7th defenseman. Zach Jones is your 8th defenseman, quite frankly. Playoff experience. Justin Braun, San
I was
Jose.
hoping you were going to say that. I just wanted to see what your answer would be because not a lot of people go to playoff experience as their go-to reason, especially these days of how fast the game is and Justin Braun being Justin Braun.
Yeah, 35. He's old.
Yeah, boot him off. I mean, for a 3rd round pick at 35 years old, it was solid, but like they're gonna get rid of him next year.
No,
probably. I think they're gonna use him as a playoff piece, and kick him to the curb. Trade him for either a 3rd or a 2nd. They'll get back what they started with.
You got to trade Nemeth too in the offseason.
I would love that.
Okay, personally, this isn't the Rangers' outlook. I think that what the GM should do. Fucking Chris Drury, right? The GOAT. Give credit to C.
That's debatable.
Give credit to the C.
I agree.
I will take that either Kreider or Zibanejad.
No, it's Kreider. It's Kreider.
I mean, most people say Kreider now. People used to be saying Zibanejad.
Zibanejad, I think, would be a good captain, but I think he's just not outspoken enough.
Yeah.
Soft-spoken.
I mean, he did for a while, and then Kreider kind of just lit it up when he became Mr. Power Play.
Yeah.
And he's still number 1 in the league with power play goals. Whatever, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So give Kreider the C. Give Adam Fox more ice time. I know he's still getting first line minutes, but I think he deserves the number one defenseman spot.
Well, I think Adam Fox is playing hurt, to be
Can y'all
honest.
please stop talking about Adam Fox because that still hurts, okay?
Kiss my ass. I don't care what you
well,
say.
To be fair, Justin, to be fair, he was drafted by Calgary.
Kiss my ass.
I know, but he was still in our system, and I was like, oh no, we let him go. I was like, everybody's like, who is he? I was like, don't worry, you'll know. And sure enough,
Adam Fox was selfish. He only wanted to play with us.
Long Island local. He's a Long Island boy.
All right, we've wasted enough time on this. Like, there's no structure in the show as usual. No, but dude, we've been zooming. Me and Liam have been zooming for like 20 minutes before you.
I don't care.
Hey,
I'm on here. We talk about the Rangers. We talk about the Rangers here.
Mike, you want to do those award predictions?
Yeah, so we're just gonna stick to basically the top 5. Let's start off with Vezina. I think Shesterkin gets it.
Shesterkin takes it home, baby.
This is unbiased prediction.
If you look at the score sheets, you look at his stats, he has outperformed every single goalie in the NHL in the last 6 months.
Yeah, it's not particularly close.
I think by December, people were already saying he was going to win the Vezina.
I mean, by December, it was a little bit closer than what it is now. But I mean, by December,
right before 2022, December, January, that shit.
Yeah, it was basically Shesterkin and Freddie Anderson up to that point.
UC Saros was in the discussion because he was carrying the Preds on his back.
Him and DOC.
And now he's injured, and
now he's
have to start.
Hopefully,
Colorado.
he's not
all right.
Fair. But yeah, no, I agree. Shesterkin is
Shesterkin takes home the gold. I
don't think Shesterkin. Spoiler alert! I don't think Shesterkin wins the Hart. But
no, he won't win the Hart.
The fact that he was in that conversation
is scary.
First time since Carey Price, a goal.
That's scary.
Conversation. That's insane, and it goes to show you how just difference in the tiers there are between 1 and number 2. Who's number 2? Jacob Markstrom. He's had a good year with Calgary.
I think so.
UC Saros maybe up there as well.
No, UC Saros really fell off at the end of the year.
Shesterkin's just on another level.
Yeah,
every other day.
And Islander fans still have to piss him off and kiss his ass.
I will say this though, real quick about the Islander fans. Ilya Sorokin, Islanders not a good team this year. He doesn't, that's why he won't be a Vezina.
They need to rebuild.
Ilya Sorokin is a fucking amazing goaltender.
They need to build around him.
Pardon my French. Yeah, they do. And they need more goal scoring, and they need to stop adding 35.
I think
they need to get younger, and they need, like you said, build around
I think the move is to get rid of Kyle Palmieri, get him out for a first and a prospect. I think if you move Kyle Palmieri, you can build around Barzell. I think Andre Slee should be out of New York. I think he should go to either Toronto or Calgary.
6 more years of Anders Lee.
That's not happening. He's gonna get moved. I think personally he'll get moved.
He's the captain. Gonna move the captain after Tavares left.
I think he goes to Toronto or he goes to Calgary. I think he'll go up to Canada. Personally,
speaking of moving, let's move on to the Calder Trophy. I got to keep this somewhat flowing.
Yeah,
let's move on to the Calder Trophy. It's been holy hell, it's been a good year for rookies. I mean,
Trevor Zegras is in the talks.
Personally, he's my pick. Michael Bunting was running away with it first half of the season, then he completely fell off. So my pick is Trevor Zegras. And
I pick Zegras.
Just side note, Anaheim, dude, holy crap, they have a lot of good young players.
Yeah.
Who's your guys pick for Calder?
I think
Trevor Zegras.
I think Zegras is the most talented rookie, but I think the Calder Trophy is going to go to Moritz Seider in Detroit. Moritz Seider he's a number 1 defenseman.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
He's
my toss-up was
he's number 1 in the league, or he's number 1.
No, a number 1.
I was about to say
on your unit. He's your best defenseman, and he's 19 years old.
I don't hate the pick. I actually kind of.
I don't either. Personally, I don't hate the pick.
Yeah,
I feel like Zegras is the darling pick.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Zegras is the fan favorite, and I think Lucas Raymond is in the talks as well.
I mean, Zegras was in the media all season long. I mean,
I feel like if Cole Caulfield was in the NHL a little bit earlier, maybe in the start of October and the preseason, he would have been up there too.
If he had more than 1 goal in his first 19.
That too. If he had way more goals than 2 or 3, I think he would have easily been in the talks as well.
So I got to bring this guy up because, you know, he was like an MVP almost for me in fantasy. What about Jeannot from Nashville?
Underrated.
Oh yeah,
Underrated.
Underrated. It's again when it comes to the end of the season, things kind of tailed off for Nashville. They kind of struggled.
So
That took him out of the
did he.
conversation.
I'm reading an article online. It says Jeannot is one of 4 players with 20 or more goals, along with over 100 PIMs.
Wow.
He joins Peter Dubois or Pierre Lucas Dubois, Brady Tkachuk, and Marcus Foligno.
3 good players, might I add.
Those are 3
That's
good
a
players.
horrible. That's horrible company to be in.
Brady Tkachuk is debatable. Dubois, I think, is good. Foligno fell off.
You know, coming from a home perspective, if he had stayed on pace like he was like when he first got in, he got in at the beginning of the season versus a quarter way through. Seth Jarvis here in Carolina was on pace. I mean, he took literally, like, pardon the pun, but he took us by storm down here. It was just like, and if he would have just stayed on track, I think he would have been in discussion as well. But just one of those too little, too late, like of a start time for him to really be up there with Seagrass and Slider.
What about Norris?
Roman Yossi, hands down. Yossi's hands down the best defenseman in the NHL.
Thank God the Predators made the playoffs with Yossi's season. Thank God they hung on and made the playoffs with Yossi's season.
Well, Vegas kind of just went, yeah, see you guys
Vegas
later. We're going to fall out.
Yep.
We'll see you guys next year.
Now I owe fucking Clint $20. I'm pissed.
Yes, you do.
I owe him fucking $20 and I'm fucking pissed.
For anybody who doesn't understand that, that's an inside joke in a group chat, and it's so good. Liam, what were you going to say?
No, it's Roman Yossi running away.
Yeah,
Roman Yossi. He almost had 100 points as a defenseman.
We can literally move on from this discussion now.
Yeah,
there's no other answer.
I think I'm going to make that a clean sweep on Yossi. Although I will admit, Makar did give him a good run for his money down the stretch.
I like Makar. I like how he plays. I just don't think he had the potential.
Right. All right. Now let's get on to the most boring one. Selke. Is it Bergeron's to win or Bergeron's to lose? What do you guys think?
I think Bergeron loses, and I think Ryan O'Reilly takes it. That's my take.
Anze Kopitar.
Bullshit. Sorry.
I'm sorry. We hate the Kings. So
we hate the Kings.
Oh,
I hate the Kings.
I'm sorry.
Of course I hate.
Okay, hold on, Mike.
All right, hold on. So we got Ryan saying O'Reilly, Liam saying Kopitar. Justin, who you got?
He's gonna say either Bergeron or Ryan O'Reilly, like a biased fan, like he is.
I honestly had Bergeron
or Sebastian Aho because he's a dick. No, I'm just kidding.
No. I actually had
no.
I had Bergeron as my pick going in.
What did I say?
I really dropped it. But I honestly hadn't paid attention to the Selke race because usually that's just Bergeron's to lose. So.
Yeah, I think Ryan O'Reilly will take it. I mean, he's decently put up stuff, but
here's what I'll say: the Los Angeles Kings are in the playoffs right now.
Who cares?
I almost wore it.
I care. Friggin' like $10,000 is on the line if I get the bracket challenge completely right. I care.
First round exit.
Let me tell you.
Hold on. I'm pulling up my bracket. Hold on.
Give me 6.
Give me what? No.
Okay. We're done. We're moving on to the heart. Who you guys got?
McDavid. I think McDavid gets it. He wins it every year. For the last, I think, 5 or 6 years, I think he's won it. So
Connor McDavid.
Justin McDavid.
Yeah, move on. I don't want to talk about it.
All right, fine. I'll do a clean sweep of McDavid. I'll do a clean.
Mike, what the fuck is this bracket?
I'm always wrong.
You're always wrong. You have like 2 series that have sweeps. You have Colorado sweeping Nashville.
I think that's very likely.
Calgary sweeping Dallas.
Dude, Dallas stinks.
Tell Clint that.
Dallas is lucky to be there.
Dallas fucking ass clinched. They ass cheek clinched that shit.
All right. Let's move on to the playoff series. Liam, since you gotta go very shortly, we'll include you for the Rangers playoff series.
You want me to just read you? Oh, okay. I was gonna read you.
Yeah,
What I
no,
got.
just let him bust through his, and we'll discuss.
Do you have to go like right now?
No. I mean, I could. Let me just. You want me to say my picks and then talk
Go
about
ahead.
Rangers or whatever?
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
just in case you have to leave early, read your picks now, and then we'll start the Rangers discussion.
All right. I'll start in the West. So Colorado, Nashville. David Reddick's playing in this series. It's not going to be close. I think that Nashville will win a game. So I think Colorado in 5. Minnesota, St. Louis. I think that's going to be the best series probably in the first round.
That's not a hot take. That's also my opinion.
The fact that Cam Talbot is starting over Marc-Andre Fleury in game 1.
It's scary. That's scary.
That makes me regret my pick now.
Did you pick the Blues?
I'm taking St. Louis.
No, wait a second. No, I picked Minnesota.
Oh, I picked Minnesota too.
St. Louis in 7. St. Louis won the Stanley Cup in 2019. They're battle tested. They have Pavel Buchnevich. The only question mark is the goaltending. That's it. And I think there's more questions.
Oh, speaking of Buchnevich, I have a Rangers Buchnevich jersey and it's missing a letter.
All right, Liam, what's your next pick? I'm not No, we're not. How dare you?
It's missing an
Buchnevich?
H. It's missing the H.
Nope. We're moving on. That's disrespect. Liam, who you got next?
Calgary, Dallas. Dallas was playing very poorly towards the end of the season. Calgary in 5, easy. The Flames are going to be
He's got
very
the same fucking head as me.
powerful.
Like his bracket is almost identical to mine.
Who you got?
Edmonton, LA. This is where we're gonna differ, Ryan. LA in 6. Edmonton, yes, Mike Smith was 9-0 in April. He was the second star of the month in the NHL. He was very good, but he's also 40 years old. And if he falters, or if, God forbid he gets injured, Mikko Koskinen is backing him up. And you tell me if you're going to take the Kings or the Oilers over the Kings if Mikko Koskinen is in the net.
I will say this about this series. This is one series where it can legitimately go either way.
Yep.
I just like LA. Whenever they get in the playoffs, they always make a little bit of a run of it.
You're stuck in 2014. So sorry.
And Jonathan Quick is still very good.
You're stuck in 2014, and I don't care.
Hey, I hate him too, man. Trust me. That goal horn haunts me. Trust me.
Okay, no, stop it. Move on to the East.
So
We'll
we'll
go
go
to
to
the
the
East
East.
quickly.
Panthers, Capitals. I think that Capitals will win 2 games, but I think the Panthers will win the series. Only thing that worries me is Sergei Bobrovsky. He has an .850 save percentage in the playoffs. And if you're going to turn to Spencer Knight, a guy who has 1 playoff game under his belt, I don't know about that. So, but Cats in 6. Bolts, Lightning, tough, really tough.
You
I'm
mean
not-
Leafs Lightning?
I'm not. Leafs, Lightning. I said
Bolts, Lightning, same
Wow.
shit. Hey, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, the Lightning in 7, easy.
In 7.
7.
Okay, all right.
Whoa.
right.
Whoa.
Because I think Toronto will win 3 games, and I think it's unfortunate that Toronto has to lose.
Okay, I will go with Liam on this. Toronto has been an extremely toff out the last couple of years.
Yeah, they always get bounced in
I
the
got
first.
a very differing opinion on that, but we'll get that around when we
I got next. No, I got dibs. So
All right, so
All right. Yeah, just look, Tampa Bay, I think, they're back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. You can't have them as an out in the first round. And Toronto's very good, and Matthews 60-goal season. But I always base my playoff predictions off what have you done for me lately, and the Toronto Maple Leafs have done nothing for me lately in the playoffs. So they're going to bounce them out. But I think they'll give them a series.
done nothing for Toronto lately in the playoffs.
Yeah. I like the moves they made, though. I like Giordano on the back end. I think that was a good addition. Anyway, Hurricanes, Bruins. Don't think it's going to be close. I think the Bruins are very overrated. Hurricanes in 6 games.
you just made Justin very happy because he's a Canes fan.
Maybe 5. And then the Rangers, Penguins.
say it.
Rangers in 6 games.
There you go. That's what we like.
And maybe 5 games, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because Jari might be out the whole series.
Yeah.
He is. And real quick, I'll just run through everything else. Avalanche, Blues, Avs 7. Flames, Kings, Flames in 6. Bolts, Cats. Yeah, the Bolts again in 7 games. I know they took them 6 last time. Take them 7 this time. Rangers, Hurricanes. I'm sorry, Mike. I'm sorry, Ryan. We're not winning a series against Carolina.
Oh no, I have in my bracket Carolina going to the conference final. So
Get
Carolina.
the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Carolina.
hey, I can't tell you how many times I bet on the Rangers this season and they fucked me over. So I'm
Honestly, Carolina in 6, maybe 5. Like seriously, like we got manhandled. I just don't know. Maybe if Ronta's in the net, maybe.
I unfortunately have to agree with you. I'm gonna jump cut this due to the magical power of editing right now. And thanks to the magical power of editing, we are back. Liam, what are your conference finals picks?
Yeah, I'll get through these quickly so you guys can go into yours. So my Eastern Conference final, I have Tampa Bay against Carolina. I think Carolina is going to exercise their demon, and I think they're going to go to the Stanley Cup final because they're the best team in the Eastern Conference. And I think they'll do it in 6 or 7 games. I think Carolina is a very bad matchup for Tampa Bay. I really do. Carolina is a very bad matchup for a lot of teams. And if you can shut down Tampa Bay's top players and their power play, which Carolina has been able to do all year, then they'll win that series. And in the West, this is going to be an off-the-wall pick. Colorado's losing in the Western Conference Finals. They are. What have
Ryan,
you done?
Ryan, I don't necessarily think this is a hot take because how many times has their goaltending let them down? Like literally every year since like 2015.
What have you done?
No.
Not 2015, 2018.
What have you done for me lately, Colorado, in the playoffs? What have you done? Nothing. You have not won anything. You made it to the first round. You beat Calgary a couple years ago, ironically, right? My Western Conference pick. But the Calgary Flames, let me tell you, they have a Hart Trophy candidate, somebody who probably the most deserving forward to win the Hart Trophy outside of Austin Matthews and Johnny Gaudreau. You have Matthew Tkachuk, who's the best power forward in the league. He is. You have a back end that is pretty formidable back there. And you have goaltending in Jacob Markstrom that very well could have won the Vezina if Igor Shesterkin was not in the conversation. And the biggest piece of all with Calgary, Daryl Sutter. A Daryl Sutter coach team in the postseason. Do not underestimate that. Ryan, Mike,
PTSD.
We lost.
I'm getting fucking PTSD now, dude.
We lost to one.
Oh, wait, no. Mike does get more PTSD.
I have them going to the
do.
cup. Calgary, Carolina in the final. That's tough. It's really tough.
Oh, so can Carolina beat another Canadian team for a cup? Let's go.
Imagine.
Imagine we both beat both Alberta teams for our cup.
Carolina Hurricanes will indeed beat both Alberta teams.
Let's go.
Shut up, Justin.
Yeah, and
I don't want to hear your shit. I know you're a fucking Canes fan.
I'm a hockey fan, sir.
Canes fan. Fuck you.
And last thing, I just want to note about the Stanley Cup final. The Stanley Cup this year,
who's in the Cup final for you?
Calgary and Carolina.
Yeah. Ooh.
And it's featuring the 2 best coaches in the postseason in Rod
Brind'Amour and was Laney McConnell.
Love Rod Brind'Amour. Love Daryl Sutter.
Oh, yeah, Sutter.
But Roddy's going to win this one just like he did in 06. So that's my prediction. But it could go horribly wrong, like a lot of things do. But I'm intrigued to see what you guys have to say.
Liam, I just got to tell you, we did, like me, Justin, and Ryan were part of a stream. Was it 2 weeks ago or
a week ago?
Yeah,
it was last week.
Yep.
Anyway, so we were involved in a stream and they have this thing on Chirp and Chat where they do 3 stars at the end of the week. Yeah. Every single guy they chose somehow played a part in fucking me over in fantasy in the semifinals on the last day.
I'm sorry.
Have you recovered yet, Mike?
Yeah, I took 3rd place, so yeah, kind of.
Okay.
I made my money back, but I just felt the need to
just one more event out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also I felt that was pretty entertaining, so I had to.
It very was. Okay.
Very
Is it my turn?
Was.
Oh wait, how many goals did you have the Stanley Cup final scoring?
Hold on,
because I had mine is very low.
Mine's 26.
Wow, Jesus.
I always underestimate it even when I put it in the 30s. So this year I was just like, screw it, 45.
Whoa, what the
fuck? I didn't see that.
26 would be like, a lot of 2-1 games, which is what I'd be anticipating. Calgary, Carolina.
Mike, you did 2 brackets?
Actually, aren't you allowed to do up to 3 now?
Oh, I'm about to do my second and third.
Yeah, I only did one.
Yeah, now that I got, the PTSD out again. So let's actually go a little in depth on the series now. Liam, since you might have to hop off. Hold on. We got this. Liam, since you have to hop off almost any minute now, let's start with Rangers and Penguins. I think we can literally all agree that the Rangers are the better team going into the playoffs right now than the Penguins. Jari's hurt. God. Malkin is having another season where he's not playing at his best in any aspect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Penguins, I feel they're fully healthy, I guess. That never does them any good in the playoffs because they won both cups with one of them Letang out and the other one Murray started half the playoffs. Mind-boggling. Does anybody have anything of note to say about this series that might favor it in the Penguins?
All I gotta say is fuck the Penguins because they're a shit team and they're from Schittsburg, so it's even worse.
I love that.
I guess I can just come at it from the outside fans' perspective, not my perspective, but just the league's perspective. You know how it's gonna go. The refs are gonna give the Penguins the series. Okay, I just want to get it out there because that's what you always hear every year when it comes to Sidney Crosby. The refs give it to them. Oh, come on. No, the Rangers in 5. Let's go. Let's get on from it.
Liam, before you answer, I just have to say I'm still mad about 2016 with Letang swinging his stick at Brassard's neck. But let's move
2016, that's when the Rangers got knocked out in 5, correct?
Unfortunately.
5, yes.
Yeah.
Fun fact about that
Schittsburg.
series. Real quick, small anecdote.
The year before.
In game 5, I've never watched a Rangers playoff series where they have been more outplayed than that one. I lived on Long Island at the time. I walked outside of my house when the Rangers were down 5-1 the third in game 5. And I walked all the way to Queens because I was so pissed.
Oh my God.
Yes. I walked like 2 hours to Queens because I was like, I can't fucking do this. And my dad picked me up. He's like, all right, it's all right. The Mets are going to have a great season coming up. They went to the World Series. They lost to the Royals. But anyway.
Oh, y'all do some stuff up there. We just go to the bar and drown our sorrows in beer.
Yeah, right.
That's what I would do, but I unfortunately I don't drink. So.
I'm still too young.
Go have a Kool-Aid or something, dude.
But
I got brisk iced tea.
Oh, there you go.
I shotgun them like it's
I was just about to say what I do order at bars, but I'm gonna save myself the embarrassment and just tell you guys off air.
You definitely tell me you definitely order an IPA or some shit.
No, I don't drink like period. So, which is ironic because I run a freaking hockey podcast called
Pucks
Diet
Brews. Water.
You definitely order no. You definitely
Pucks
order
water.
No. He orders White Claws because he's a bitch.
No, I don't drink I don't drink anything alcoholic.
But here's what I'll say.
Apple juice.
No.
Hey, apple juice is fucking delicious.
Hey, apple juice is great with Smirnoff. Just saying.
All right.
Anyway.
Okay, Liam, go ahead.
Chris Letang is having a fantastic season. I just want to put that out there. Everyone wrote him off. 33 years old. He's getting old. He's not, as fast anymore. He's having a great year. So, I think we should definitely account for that. And Crosby and Malkin, their power play is pretty good, but I wouldn't be worried about that because the Rangers penalty.
Once their goaltending went down, is kind of like it really just put a black cloud over the series for them. I just with the way the Rangers are the second half of the season, really all season. I just don't see it.
I agree with you. It was like a 60-40 split with the Rangers if Jari was healthy, but now it's like an 85-15.
Yeah.
I agree with Justin, 5 or 6, 6 at the most.
All right. So that's a clean sweep on the Rangers. Next first round series, Carolina versus Boston.
Carolina takes it.
I do think Carolina takes it. But
I hate you, Justin, but Carolina takes it.
It's all one big loving family around here.
You can hate me, but I hate Boston more. But
Listen, I was so sick and tired of watching Boston sweep Toronto the past 3-4 years in a row. It was time for a change, and I'm glad that Boston made the first wild card spot to clutch to play against Carolina in the first matchup. It's either the Rangers or Carolina is playing Boston. I know damn well the Rangers get swept against Boston.
Yeah, I got Carolina. I got Carolina in what do I have in I have them
I had
6.
I had
Only
Carolina in
because-
6.
I had Carolina in 6 only because I just don't know how we look good at home, but on the road it can get kind of dicey. And that's just a very personal series, Boston and Carolina. A lot of emotion in it. That can get the best of us sometimes. But Rod is good at bringing the boys back down to earth. So if we drop a game, he can get them right back on track.
And here's my thing, right? Boston, they have no bottom 6 scoring whatsoever. It is the perfection line, right? Pastrnak, Bergeron, and Marchand. And then what? You have Taylor Hall, who was just signed to a pretty big extension, not
He's
term
pretty
wise,
solid. You
money-wise.
can't blame him.
He's had
He's
an
pretty
absolutely horrible year. Look at his statistics this year. Look up Taylor Hall.
He had a Taylor Hall type season.
He had an okay year. I mean, it's not the abysmal year that he had in Buffalo last year.
No.
So
Yeah, better. Taylor Hall, though, was an MVP.
Taylor Hall finished out with 61 points this year.
honestly, for him, that's like kind of average.
20 goals, 41 assists, 81 games. 61
And I mean career average for him.
Well, look, I do have to run here,
Usually,
so
that sounds like him.
I'll just finish up my point on Boston. Then I'm gonna head out. It's
And
great
he's
meeting
fucking
all you
30
guys.
now.
But yeah, one more thing with Boston: no bottom 6 scoring, and Linus Ullmark, Jeremy Swayman. Think they're going to be able to hold off Carolina? No, it's not going to happen. But I do think Bruce Cassidy's a very good coach. So he's still 2 games. So I'll take the Canes in 6. Guys, have a great one.
Have a good one, buddy.
Guys.
Liam, thank you very much for coming on.
Liam, you're welcome to Chirp and Chat any day of the week.
Sounds good. Yeah, I'm going to check you guys out. I didn't even know.
Live on Facebook Tuesdays at
5:30, baby.
Perfect. Sounds good. See you guys later.
We'll
Have a
be
good
on
one.
tomorrow or
Be good,
whatever.
Liam.
Yeah,
Stay well.
later.
I'm just going to finish my thoughts on that series. I think Swayman steals a game, and I think Bruins get 1 game because of the perfection line. So Canes in 6.
Okay.
Other than that, Carolina is the much better team, hands down.
Fair.
Freddie Anderson is not 100% healthy.
Yeah, but Ranta's been very
Ross
solid
is still
for us.
solid though.
He's been very solid for us, surprisingly solid. So if we can get Freddie at 80%, I can confidently go forward to the second round.
Oh yeah, I think even at 80%, I still think Carolina wins that series if Freddie plays.
Yeah.
Boston, they're kind of a weak team this year, even though
Yeah,
they
they're-
have some
they're-
good
they're
players.
happy to be
Terrible.
there.
I mean, we can't speak. We're fucking Rangers fans. We lost them the other night, so
That was
Not
the
gonna speak.
irrelevant game. No.
that too. All right.
Yeah,
But
they-
but going
All
Is
back,
it
going
my
back,
turn?
let me just jump back on that right quick. So like Boston, they if it in any other season in the East, they wouldn't be in the playoffs because I mean they just it was just a year that the top 8 were 100 points or higher, and I just don't know if Boston would have been that much better than the Islanders last year. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Ryan, you look like you have something to say.
My turn.
Oh,
I'm ready. I'm ready to tell you guys my picks. All right. So where do you want me to start? East or West?
Well, I mean, we were just kind of going down the
Oh,
obviously we're gonna go one by one and then we'll get into it at the end.
all right. So
Yeah, so you basically said Canes are gonna kill the Bruins.
Canes will fucking kill the Bruins.
And the one thing I love about this show, we are allowed to curse.
Oh, we're not Kristen Chirpin Jet. I just
Well, I mean, we're live on Facebook, so we kind of got to tone it down.
well, yeah, that's true. But
And it's all, this is just all YouTube and like
Woo!
podcast. Woo! Yay,
Let's go.
cursing. So let's move on to the Panthers and the Capitals.
Panthers
Dude.
fucking sweep the Capitals. I'm calling it now. They will sweep. I want my $20 back from Clint. I want my $20 back from Clint.
I really wish everyone understood that inside joke. I really do. Yeah,
So
no, dude,
bad.
Panthers, all I'm going to say is this. If Bobrovsky plays the way Sergei Bobrovsky can, Canes in 5. Actually, no, the Canes in 5. Jesus Christ, Mike, get it together.
And we're gonna win 2 series in the first round.
That would be impressive. That would be very impressive. Magician. No, Panthers in 4 if Bobrovsky plays like Sergei Bobrovsky. I have a feeling it's going to be in 5 though, because Ovi's coming back. He just got a couple days rest, and I don't know. The Panthers sweeping somebody, that just doesn't sound right.
So my first bracket that I submitted, I did put the Caps as the upset, but only because it's too good to be true for Panthers fans, for me. Like, it's just, sometimes that number 1 seed that's the hottest team in the season just has to fall. And maybe it's a little bit of personal like bias on my side that I'm like, yeah, you know, fuck the Panthers, right? But I kind of want to see it. I kind of want to see the Capitals get taken out by the. I kind of want to see the Capitals take out the Panthers, just so I can look at my friends back at home in Florida and be like, yep, that John had it again. Like,
the only downside I can see to the Capitals winning the series is that second round matchup is going to suck. Like, from a hockey standpoint, it's just going to suck. Like, I would much rather see Florida versus Tampa or Toronto than Washington face Tampa or Toronto.
Yeah. My second bracket, I did have Florida winning just because that's my serious bracket. But I mean, they're both serious brackets for me, but I think there has to be a first round upset somewhere, and that's the most likely one, simply because Washington can play rough when they want to. And
we're looking at you, Tom Wilson.
Fuck Tom Wilson.
And I feel like the Panthers are a scratch away from being in trouble.
I don't know about that. I think they have very good depth. I mean, they traded away Vetrano and we're still playing at the top of their game. That says a lot.
Well, I also look at the body of work throughout the season and the amount of overtime games that they did have. I mean, it's just that should, I think they early on they had a lot of shootouts, and that kind of really like goes in their favor. I just think Washington's a team that's capable of taking a first round from underneath a top team.
Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, we can hear you. All right. I mean, we'll agree to disagree because I just don't see any chance.
Don't get me wrong. I am not confident in that pick at all. I'm just saying that one team has to be the upset team, and I feel like Florida is just too good to be true for me.
I don't see my upset team would be Boston. I just don't see it with the Capitals. I don't trust their goaltending at all.
Yeah, but Laviolette has put together good early playoff teams before too. So
this is true.
So I mean, he did it in Carolina and he did it in Nashville. He can certainly do it in Washington. It's not like Washington played bad. It's just they had rough patches throughout the season, and it's about just getting it. They're in the dance. They're in the dance right now, and just a matter of who stays healthy the longest.
Yeah, especially Ovechkin's probably going into that series not 100% either. So
he's the X factor. He is the X factor.
Yeah, I just can't see it. So let's move on to the East first round series that I am looking forward to the most. Tampa versus Toronto. I was so rooting for Boston to get that third seed because I just wanted to see Boston knock Toronto out again.
Shut up.
Hey, look, we may hate Boston, but watching the Maple Leafs lose in the first round has become the greatest thing in hockey over the last 5 years. It really has. Now, the real question, now that Toronto is not playing Boston in the first round, can they get it done? I got to tell you guys, I think they're losing again.
Ryan, I know that I'm going to be the odd one out here.
Toronto, Tampa?
Toronto, Tampa, who you got?
Justin, I have a feeling you're going to say Toronto.
I am.
Okay. I'm going to back myself up I say Tampa because Steven Stamkos has been on fire recently, and I did a report on him. If I give me 2 seconds, but I honestly think that Tampa could take it all, and I think 6. I'll give them a 6 or 7. Considering the fact that Steven Stamkos, he was the 3rd star of last week on Tuesday. Steven Stamkos recorded 14 points in 4 games. Now, he got 2 goals and 2 assists in one of the games to get 4 points, I think, in Sunday's game.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go. Yeah,
That was a big game. I know that was one of the big ones.
yeah. They fucking killed. I forgot who they played, but they killed them. He recorded 2 points. He's on a hot streak right now. I think he'll do way better in the playoffs. I think he will crush John Tavares and break his teeth open. That's my take.
Before you give your Toronto reasoning for winning the series, I have to say this. 2 weeks ago, I had Tampa losing in the first round no matter who they played. Then the last couple games of the season happened where I was just like, what the hell? They're scoring like 8 goals a game. What the fuck? So I would love to hear your reasoning on this.
So this reasoning is not anything based around statistics or anything. This is the season that Toronto needs to get out of the first round. They can fall on their face in the second round, but they need to get out of this first round. That core needs it. Dubas needs it. Everybody, the city of Toronto needs to get out of the first round. They are literally a meme right now. Like, that is a meme of an organization. And it's not that Tampa can't. I think Tampa has all the firepower to beat them. I just think that Toronto has consistently performed ahead of where they were expected to be. I thought if it wasn't for Florida, I thought that they were the best team in the Atlantic, and I just didn't see that much out of Tampa this year that made me say they can take it all again. And it's going to be a tight series. I think there's going to be 3 overtime games at the very least out of that.
I'm gonna give Toronto 2 games, and I have Tampa winning in 6.
I had
in all my brackets, in all 3 of my brackets, I had Tampa winning in 6.
I gave Toronto winning in 6. At Toronto winning in 6 with 3 overtime games. Yeah. Oof. They have to. This is just one of those times where a team has to break through. If they don't,
okay.
Here's my counter argument to that. Look at it. How long did it take the Capitals to get past the second round with Ovechkin?
Yeah,
almost
I
12, 13, 14 years.
He was drafted in 2004. They didn't win a second round series until 2018.
16 years.
But how many of those? This is a question that maybe we don't have an answer to, but because right off the top of our heads, but Toronto has been there, like in the thick of winning a series against Boston both times that they just pissed away, right? Like they've had the capability of winning. They got swept by what was the Blue? No, they got eliminated by the Blue Jackets in the bubble, and then they collapsed epically against the Canadiens last year. But again, they're going in healthy this time. They're going in much healthier. Their goaltending is their biggest weakness right now because it is Jack Campbell and I think Eric Shelgren is their backup.
All I'm going to say is Jack Campbell was very good to me this year in fantasy.
Yeah.
Oh, did he not give you PTSD either?
No, he's one of the few who did not give me PTSD.
I think if Toronto can stay healthy, they have the outside shot at winning, so I gave it to them. I just, like I said, they can fall on their face in the second round for all I care. But this is just a season that they needed. They played too well this season to have another heartbreaking exit in the first round. Okay. And if you can actually define losing to Tampa, it's heartbreaking. But depends on did the Maple Leafs go up 3-0 and piss it away again, or did they?
That would be incredible.
That would I would want to fly to Toronto just to watch the city burn.
I will be stalking Twitter for 24/7 if that happens.
All right.
Yeah. So
let's get to the next thing.
I got Tampa. I thought I had them in 7, but on my bracket I have them in 6. So
at least we all have going 6 games.
Yeah, I'll give Toronto 3 or 4 games to last.
Two. You mean 2 or 3 to win?
Well, yeah.
Hey, all I'm saying is if Toronto gets out of the first round, I think they actually might make it to the conference final. That's all I'm going to say on that. So we finish out the East. Let's move on to the West. Colorado, Nashville. That's a sweep for Colorado for me. Dude, Nashville has been god awful down the stretch.
All right.
They have been god awful.
Wait, come on. I gave Nashville 1 game. In my first bracket, I had Colorado in 5. My second bracket, I had Colorado in 4, sweeping Nashville, and then my other one, I had Colorado in 6. I don't think Nashville can go past. I think if they played like Minnesota or like St. Louis or like any of the Western Conference teams, I think they had a slim chance.
The only team in the West I could see Nashville beating is Dallas.
100%. But I don't understand how Dallas made the first wild card spot.
Second.
Close.
Wait, yeah, that's right. They did make the first.
They jumped the first. They jumped the first. And I'm like, how the fuck did you do that?
Because Nashville was just like, yeah,
we Nashville forgot how to play hockey. No, I was so mad when Vegas didn't make the playoffs. And I remember I saw Clint's text of his Venmo. I was like, fuck.
Justin, who you got?
So I wore the Nashville jersey today because
he's got Nashville in 7 like a bum.
No. I definitely have Colorado winning.
Okay, good.
I only wore this because I'm going to send this show to my friends in Tennessee who are diehard Nashville fans. Plus, my wife is a diehard Nashville fan, and I hope
I am so sorry.
I hope she can hear me when I say that Nashville is going to lose in 5. They're going to win 1 game at home. And that's it. They're done.
How to piss off your wife 101 with Justin.
We have a very healthy marriage.
After that, I don't know about that.
That's a great way to end that series.
All right, moving on.
I'm going to skip this series and come back to it. But next up, Calgary, Dallas.
Calgary.
I have no clue.
Moving on.
I do not know.
Moving on.
No.
Fuck you, Clint Hall. You ain't winning shit.
Hey,
by the way, Clint is our friend.
Hey, Clint, you see the show?
Fuck you. Bro.
Y'all don't even belong there.
Dude,
fire head coach.
Dallas literally has a negative goal differential.
Fire head coach.
That's all you need.
Fire head coach, please.
That's a clean sweep for wait, 4 or 5?
I give them 5. I give Dallas 1.
I gave him 5.
I gave them 4. Okay. Edmonton, LA.
Sweep.
I don't think this is a sweep at all.
I think Edmonton sweeps LA.
Interesting.
I have LA.
Because Leon Draisaitl, Connor McDavid as your 1 and 2 center. Bam.
Yeah, you got Leon Draisaitl. You got Leon Draisaitl. You got Connor McDavid. Okay, keep going.
There's more. Duncan Keith has playoff experience. What are you trying to get out of here?
I'm just letting you rattle off Edmonton Oilers. I'm just letting you try to convince me that Edmonton can perform in the playoffs.
Let's look.
Okay, look. As much as I agree with Justin on this, the Oilers miraculously won a round back in like 2017.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you like the unpredictability of the playoffs, especially after the first round in 2019, which was fantastic, by the way. Or was it 2018? I don't remember. Whichever one it was, fan-friggin-tastic. But here's my thing.
You can't
Mike Smith, dude. Mike Smith is hot right now. And again, PTSD with not picking him up in fantasy. I think he carries the Oilers 1 round. That's
I-
literally
All right.
my reason.
Now, can I finish, please?
Go
Yes,
ahead.
you may finish.
All
Ryan.
right. So Edmonton, Evander Kane's got playoff experience. Jesse Puljujarvi is a very solid prospect. He hits the first line. Him and Connor McDavid are like two blends of cheese. All right.
They better be good cheeses.
It's probably either good or cheddar. All right, moving on.
You don't like? Okay, no, we're moving on. I'm not getting into that. Not getting into that.
All right.
Go on with your play.
Kayla Yamamoto is a solid prospect. He plays second line. Draisaitl and Brassard kind of switch every now and then. Nuge is sometimes in the mix as well. Zach Hyman has the Toronto experience, so he has, the experience of just getting swept in the first round. Anyway, they brought some of their prospects up, like Warren Fogle, decent, not a bad player. Then they shut up.
I liked Fogle when he was on Carolina.
I like Fogle.
He's a
I like
decent
him.
player. He's a
I like
decent
him.
player.
Yeah.
Josh Archibald, solid scratch. I mean, I could throw in the lineup for like game 2, game 3. Zach Cassian, also a great scratch. Can't say much too about him. Nuge is ridiculous. I feel like people that sleep on Nugent Hopkins are just fucking insane. But that's just my opinion. I think honestly, with Mike Smith being hot and him being really good in between the pipes right now, they're solid. They got Tyson Barrie, Evan Bouchard, Duncan Keith. All three of those guys got playoff experience. I don't know about Evan Bouchard, but those 3 guys got playoff experience, and it's happy to say that I think they will either sweep Dallas or they'll either sweep them or get them in 5.
I mean, LA.
Or LA. Sorry.
Okay, so I will give you fair to good points on all sides there. Mike Smith is hot, and I think that's the X factor here. Which Mike Smith do we get? Do we get the typical playoff Mike Smith, or do we get the Mike Smith at the end of the season? And that's where it comes. That's what it comes down to. I think LA just is one of those teams. We talked about it earlier. We touched on it earlier that they get in and they can surprise you. And historically, they've done that. And I just think that my biggest hang-up with them is again, how good is the same thing with Mike Smith. How good is Jonathan Quick going to be in the playoffs? And it's just a matter of can the Oilers sustain their flow right now? I don't necessarily think that they are going to pummel the Kings. If they win, I have that series going to 7. That's the only 7-game series I have.
I'm gonna fight you on that. I don't think they'll go to 7. I think they'll either go to 5 or 6. 6 is like pushing it.
I got the Oilers in 6.
I had Oilers in either 4 or 5.
I just got 7 because the Pacific is such a wild card when it comes to playing each other.
It's ridiculous and how
Seriously, dude. You look at the Pacific Division. I mean,
they're nuts,
dude. It's Calgary, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
You really just never know like how a series is gonna go.
Calgary fucking came out of left field. Like
they've been.
No, they were decent. It's just they were much more consistent this year.
No, like this year they came out of left field. Like not last year they fucking sucked. Daryl Sutter changed the whole organization.
Oh yeah.
I think his style of play is ridiculous.
Was it Bill Peters that was in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awful coach. Anyway.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, that's a hard series for me to pick. Just because like my heart tells me that Edmonton will win. My brain tells me Edmonton will win. Heart tells me LA will win. And it's just only because I have ties to Los Angeles and I just want to see them succeed. But
me and Ryan don't.
Yeah, I know. If I would have known that, I would have worn my hat, my Stanley Cup.
I'm glad you did not.
All right.
And with that, I have Edmonton in 6. If I didn't already say that. Now, with that, the first round series I am looking forward to the most. Minnesota, St. Louis. Dude, I looked up a stat earlier today, and
Who are you, Joey?
I came across this by accident.
Are you Joey or something?
Wacky stat of the week.
No, so this is actually like legitimately insane.
I still can't believe he does
Hold
it.
on. April statistics. Goals per game. Minnesota, 4.13. St. Louis, 4.81. Goals against. Minnesota, 2.88. St. Louis, 3.19. Power play percentage. Minnesota's 20.3. St. Louis, 30. Penalty kill. Minnesota's 75.5. St. Louis 93.1. Wow. So
holy shit.
Yeah.
That's close.
The only reason I took Minnesota was I thought they were starting Marc-Andre
Fleury.
Now that they're
not.
starting Talbot game 1, I'm going to literally try and go back into my bracket right now to edit the pick.
Isn't this what Vegas did last year with Mark and with Fleury and Leonard? They bounced back and forth between.
They started Leonard game 1, and then they used Marc-Andre Fleury for game 3 and 4.
Oh man, I hope this isn't history repeating itself for Fleury.
They only did that because they wanted to keep Fleury healthy, but they already knew he was on his way out.
Yeah, I get that.
They knew big part in the beginning of the season before he got traded, he was on his way out.
Yeah.
There's no way he was going to stay in Vegas. You kidding? They had Robin Lehner. They thought he was way better.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Personally, in every bracket, I had Minnesota taking it all. Actually, no, that's a lie. I had St. Louis winning one set of games.
Yeah, Minnesota winning it, taking it all.
Okay, so
no.
I have officially changed my bracket to St. Louis.
Son of a bitch. Fuck off. No,
dude. As soon as Justin, was it you or Liam who said that they're starting Talbot game 1?
That was Liam.
That was Liam.
Okay, as soon as he said that, I'm like, I'm changing my pick. Changing my pick.
No, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna change my pick.
No, because that's an inexcusable move.
I had St. Louis in 6.
That's an inexcusable move. St. Louis, in my opinion, is winning the series because of that coaching mishap right there.
I had St. Louis in 5, but I had every game extremely close.
Dude, this series is going to be a war, and I am here for it.
Oh yeah, this year's playoffs are going to be bummy insane.
Like I had St. Louis just based off of their roster experience versus Minnesota. I mean, Minnesota has Marc-Andre Fleury, but they have Zuccarello.
Zuccarello's not bad though.
No. I'm talking about
favorite player.
I'm looking at
the Wild beat the Rangers on this night.
They have the Russian kid.
At their playoff experience.
Why can't I think of his name right now? Kaprizov.
Yeah, but I mean experience. So like playoff experience in Minnesota is not very deep.
Nope.
Well, I mean, look at their back end: Brodin, Spurgeon, Dumba. They got a decent amount of playoff.
But that is gray beards there, man.
Mike, we ended in about a minute 13.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I didn't even see the time.
Yep, it's 9:00. Holy shit!
What? Jeez. Dude. I made pasta at like 7:30, and it's been sitting there ever since because I had to start this.
All righty.
That you gotta love life, don't you?
Speed run it.
No, I mean I'm just gonna do another jump cut. So.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
It's my turn to do my rounds.
And with that, jump cut. And thank you to the wonderful power of editing from once again getting us through that. So
jump
Ryan,
cut.
what were you saying?
I want to talk about my brackets now. I mean Panera mac and cheese, but
as you're eating mac and cheese. All right, this
Panera.
is gonna be interesting.
It's Panera.
Ooh,
really good. Really
fancy.
fucking good. All right. Now I'm gonna give you guys my bracket from what I sent you guys in my first bracket. I have 3 brackets.
I soloed it this year.
All right. Here's my first bracket. Now y'all are gonna hate me for this. I'm gonna start off in the West. Colorado in 5. You know, Nathan McKinnon, Gabriel Landeskog on fire. Ridiculous. I think that whole core is nuts. Then I had Minnesota in 6. Now I know you guys were saying St. Louis 5, Minnesota 5. No, I say 6. I gave St. Louis 2 games to, hold off on the sweep. Because I think Minnesota will put their younger guys in for the playoff experience, and then fire back with their whole core. I think Kaprizov will light it up. I think he'll take over the entire round 1 of the Western Conference. Personally, just me. Now, Calgary, Dallas, I give Calgary in 5. I gave Dallas 1 for the benefit of the doubt, just because I don't think that they'll get swept unless they completely fall off the face of the earth. Daryl Sutter is ridiculous. He turned the entire Calgary Flames franchise around, considering now that Calgary is the number 1 spot in the Pacific and the Western, right? The number 1 in the Western Conference.
Calgary,
No,
yeah.
no,
No,
there's
Colorado is, sorry.
Colorado is.
Or Colorado, that's right. Sorry. Yeah, they're number 1 in the Pacific. Cool, fine. Then I had Edmonton, LA. I had in the first bracket, I had Edmonton in 6. I gave them, like I said, the benefit of the doubt. I don't think McDavid will play, or I don't think McDavid and Draisaitl will play the first 2 games of this series. I think they'll play the rest of the games and throughout the rest of the playoffs. Maybe one other game they're gonna not play them to give them a rest. So because they have to go full throttle, which I get. Then the East, I had Florida sweeping Washington because fuck that. I think Florida will kill the Washington Capitals in the first round. Personally, because I think Jonathan Huberdeau will light it up. Barkov will light it up. We talk about this every single time that there's some crazy team that's all the way at the top. Like I talked about earlier, we had Tampa and Toronto. I had Tampa in 5. I mean, they're the back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. I'm gonna give Toronto the benefit of the doubt again and give them at least 1 game. I think John Tavares. Shut up, dog. I think Toronto. I think Toronto will at least step it up for their first game or the second game because Tampa won't put in Stamkos or Kucherov. I think what these teams will do this year, I think the strategy is don't put your best guys in the first 2 games. And I don't know.
That's a little weird.
I mean, it's just
in some series that makes sense, but Tampa and
Dude,
Toronto,
the only time I would ever rest guys in the playoffs is if you're up 3-0 and you're just absolutely dominating a team.
Fair. Then it's Canes and Boston. I had the Canes in 6. Boston is a tough team. They know how to play. They have the grit. But the Canes and Rod Brindamore is ridiculous. After what I've seen this year from Carolina, I think, even Justin can say this, I think they have outplayed almost every NHL team. Except for maybe Florida or Colorado. But that's besides the point.
I think we outplayed Florida at times.
Yeah, you did. But Florida can still win the game.
Yes.
They saw the bigger chance.
Mm-hmm.
Rangers, Penguins. I had the Rangers in 6. On paper, the Penguins look decent, but stats wise, the Rangers are the better team. They have everything they need. They picked up Frankie Vetrano, Andrew Kopp, Justin Braun, like we said earlier, for basically nothing. They gave up literally nothing. Alexi Lafreniere is now showing his talent that everybody predicted it. They matched in the draft. They matched up with Patrick Kane.
Mm-hmm.
So like that already, that's ridiculous. Artemi Panarin has been ridiculous. Zibanejad has been all right. Kreider has been ridiculous as well. I mean, he's in the run for the Rocket Richard. He's nuts. I think that whole bottom 6 has stepped up everything that they did in the trade deadline. Filipino, Capo Caco coming back. Who else is on that bottom core? They brought up someone else. I forget his last name.
Brodzinski.
They brought up Brodzinski. Awesome player. He's a great 4th liner. I'll take him any day of the week. Do I recommend him in the first, in the 3rd and 4th game? No. Do I recommend in the first? Yes, for the playoff experience. The defensive end, Adam Fox, Keandre Miller, Braden Schneider. I think all 3 of those guys should be getting top line minutes. I think Braden Schneider should at least get second line. Adam Fox gets number 1 defenseman. I think Adam Fox deserves the number 1 defenseman spot. Keandre Miller has been really good too. Ryan Lindgren, I could see him going down to the 2nd. I think you push Keandre Miller, Adam Fox, give them the little rookie duo. Adam Fox is the Norris winner. He knows what he's doing. So, then in the second round, I had Florida beating Tampa. I think 6. Then I had Canes Rangers. I had Rangers in 7. I'm sorry, I'm biased.
Clearly.
No kidding. You would be too. Shut your mouth. Edmonton, Calgary. I had them in 7. I had Edmonton in 7. And it was a curveball. I was kind of debating on if the games are going to go to 7. It's close. Johnny Gaudreau's nuts. Matthew Tkachuk, nuts. Then I had Colorado over Minnesota in 5. I think Colorado's the better team. I think Nathan McKinnon will kill the Minnesota Wild if Cam Talbot's starting now. Then I had Colorado Rangers. I had the Rangers winning in, I think, 6. That's just my first bracket. I'm not even going to go into my other ones.
Okay, there's a lot of hot takes in that one.
Unless you want the logistic one that I think is going to happen without being biased. I had Florida and Colorado in the Stanley Cup final, and I think everybody has that. I think everybody has that, and that's safe to say.
I would probably say that's the betting favorite for the final. So, with that being said,
Pittsburgh,
it's probably not happening.
This Florida, Colorado?
Yeah. Dude, name the last time
I'm not taking 1-1 in the finals.
No, name the last time where a betting final was the final.
Yeah.
That's like it. We all know it's going to happen. I can't wait to be wrong, but
We'll come back to this, and I'll tell you you're wrong.
I'm just going to do my second round and conference final and final predictions right now. I listed all my reasons earlier. Canes versus Rangers. I unfortunately have to go the Hurricanes because I don't know. Something irks me about this Rangers team going into the playoffs that I just can't get past. Florida, Tampa. I got to go Florida. Tampa's got to lose at some point. They can't win forever.
I don't think they're that good enough to beat Florida. Like, I'm going to look at their schedule.
Wait, did I say Florida or Tampa? I said Florida, right?
You said Florida.
Yeah, no. I texted you guys specifically in the group chat. As soon as the Giroux trade happened, I'm like, that's it. Florida's my cup pick.
Oh, yeah. That's another reason. Florida is fucking stacked now.
Yep.
I think, didn't they throw Giroux on the wing?
They might have.
That's a smart move.
All right, I'm just going to finish real quick. St. Louis, now that I've officially changed to St. Louis, fucking idiots. No offense. Colorado over St. Louis, even though I think that's going to be another great matchup. And then Calgary over Edmonton. I don't know. Edmonton, I don't see them getting past the second round. I just don't see it. Calgary is just on another level right now. And then Colorado coming out of the West, Florida coming out of the East, narrowly beating the Hurricanes. That's another series that I want to happen. Sorry, Justin.
I think everybody is.
That's one series I want to happen. Hopefully, the Dallases of the 2020 playoffs and the Montreal Canadiens of the 2021 playoffs. Ghosts don't rear their ugly heads and ruin a bunch of potential great playoff matchups this year. And then Florida over Colorado. Although I will say, if Colorado wins, I'll be happy because I love McKinnon and Rantanen.
Didn't that happen already before? Who did Colorado beat for their cup? Was it Florida?
Let's see. This was 01.
That was
01.
Yeah, because Colorado.
Florida.
Yeah, because Colorado won in 96 and 01, and Dallas won in 99. The only reason I bring those three up in particular, I always mix up the years where Colorado won. So
they put the Devils in 2001.
Huh. Yeah, too bad the Devils have cups. Okay, anyway. Yeah. So Justin, what are your second round?
Wait, before he goes off, the Panthers and Tampa series, right? Tampa in the regular season, Tampa has won more games against the Panthers than the Panthers have. So in the first few games,
I was gonna make a joke, but I'll
fucking do it. Fucking do it.
All right. Well, I mean, it's impossible for Florida to beat themselves because they can't play themselves.
Oh wait, shit. I meant Tampa has.
I'm on point with those today.
Fuck off. I think no. Tampa has beaten Florida more times than they've. You get the idea.
Yes,
Tampa
I see what you're saying.
Shut up. All right. So Tampa in the preseason they beat them 6-2.
Oh, dude,
Florida.
Preseason, nobody gives a shit.
All right, fuck it.
Just
Never mind.
regular season only.
All right, regular season. So in the first game, the Panthers won 4-1. Then Panthers won in the second game 9-3. Actually, it's a tie. Never mind, I lied. And then in overtime for the third game, Lightning won 3-2. And then like last Sunday, the Lightning won 8-4. So it is very even in the regular season. It's a close one. I'm gonna say I think Tampa and Florida will make the second round. I think it's everybody's pick.
Am I?
All right, Justin,
yours?
go ahead.
We get Toronto.
All right,
The floor is yours.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with my upset bracket there. So I did have, like I said, I had Washington beating Florida in 6. I know it's probably not gonna happen, but I'll die on that hill. But then I did have Toronto getting past Tampa. And then this one is probably what's gonna really catch some heat, but I did have Toronto going past Washington to the conference finals. I had Carolina beating Boston. I had the Rangers beating Pittsburgh. I had the Rangers beating the Hurricanes.
Okay, he did specifically say this was an upset bracket, and he's a diehard Canes fan. So he did specifically say upset bracket.
And my reasoning behind this is both teams are good. The Hurricanes are literally, we have been injured off and on this season with key players. Whether it be Vincent Trocheck going down, Martin Nook can't stay healthy. He's the heart of our team. He may not be a big points guy, but he is the heart of our team. Like he's the beating heart of our team on the bench. Aho has been great. Svechnikov can be a firecracker or he can be a penalty machine. And Jesper Kotkaniemi has been great. Better than I thought he was going to be for us. Foss has been great, but our goaltending is a wild card right now. Even if we get Freddie back and he plays all the way through, can he stay healthy all the way through? Ranta, can he stay healthy all the way through if he is called upon? That is a stretch of games against Boston, and then having to go in and play New York, who really hasn't liked how we treated them this year.
This is scary. This is scary. I literally got an ad for the bracket challenge.
I think
They're listening.
I think New York is going to come in with a chip on their shoulder against the Canes, and
We like that shit.
I really do think that I think that'll be tight. I think that it has potential to go 6-7.
It'll go to 7. If it doesn't go to 7, Mike, I'll give you $20 now.
Okay, I'll make that bet. I'll make that bet.
If they don't go to 7,
Are we making a bet right now?
And I
listen,
have the
we're
Rangers.
gonna lose $20. $20.
I have the Rangers.
If they go to 7, you owe me $20 though.
Okay, this is only if they play each other, which it should be the case.
It's gonna be the case. Schittsburg is not getting out of the first round.
That's not the upset I'm looking. I have no faith in Pittsburgh.
Gianni keeps saying that Schittsburg is gonna get past the first. Are you crazy?
Moving on.
So
Yeah. So okay. So
in the ECF, I do have the Rangers ending the season for the Maple Leafs to go represent the East in the finals.
I think if the Rangers.
well, remember Ryan.
Leafs,
he said upset bracket at the end of
Did
at the
too.
beginning of this.
yeah, listen.
Yeah,
if the Rangers,
I clarified that. You
If
went,
the
you
Ra-
didn't go. You didn't go with your logistical bracket. I didn't go with mine.
If
okay?
the Rangers play the Leafs, I think it'll end in 5.
Yeah.
Be-
I think
There's
that'll be a
no
short-
way
that'll-
that Toronto.
That'll be a short season.
4
All right,
maybe
I gotta-
5.
I gotta end this at some point. Justin, go ahead. What's your picks in the
Okay.
West?
And then I do have Colorado. I have Colorado over Nashville. I have St. Louis over Minnesota in 5. I have Colorado over St. Louis. I have Calgary over Dallas. I do have LA over Edmonton. I have
Hot take.
Calgary over LA. I'm gonna go number 1 out of that conference and go with Colorado. And I don't see it going any other way. I do think Colorado and Calgary will play each other. I do think Colorado will come out on top of that. Did we do our finals with our winners?
Well, you didn't.
Okay.
This is your upset bracket, Colorado.
This is not an upset. This is Colorado.
I love it. An upset bracket on the East, basically, up until the end.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting bracket, not gonna lie.
I like
the West,
that.
the
One.
West
I
is
kind of
the,
like that one.
the West is kind of tilted. I'm sorry.
It's weak.
Also-
Also, Colorado.
Ryan, you just said hot take LA beating Edmonton. I don't think that's a hot take. I think that's realistic. That's very realistic. I mean, we all
Yeah,
know
that's
think
Edmonton.
LA
That's
will
the
beat
that's the only series I have
Edmonton?
1-7. That's the only series I have 1-7 right now. Right now, I have till the end of the night to make a change.
I already
submitted
made my
everything.
change with St. Louis. So
I'm not changing. I think St. Louis will at least win. Okay. In one of my brackets, I changed it. I put St. Louis winning one series, and then all the rest of them was Minnesota.
The hottest take I have is Toronto, and like I said, they have to win. The memes have to stop at some point, right?
it would be very, very entertaining if they didn't.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, it'll be fantastic.
Oh, I can just see it right. I can just see it right now. Like the bad news Brian meme as my camera goes out of focus like it always does. Friggin' Maple Leafs finally don't play Boston in the first round.
Still lose.
Oh
no, they lost to Columbus in the play-in, and then they lost to Montreal last year in spectacular fashion. By the way, spectacular fashion. I just think that this is the year. It has to happen for everybody that's been on that team for more than 3 years. It has to happen.
Here is my end all be all reasoning for why I'm picking Tampa. I'm not picking Toronto until they do it. Until they win, I will not be picking
I'm
them.
so tired of saying that though.
Yeah.
Just one time, I've gone into kidney failure. I've had a kidney transplant, and I went through all of that.
Holy
And the
shit.
Toronto Maple Leafs still hadn't won a playoff series.
My God.
Okay,
Holy shit.
I need them to do something for me.
That's funny.
Jesus.
I've literally been in my deathbed, like I was like, the Maple Leafs aren't going to win a playoff.
They ain't winning shit. If anything, they'll make it past the first.
Speaking of memes, did you guys see that picture? This was a couple years back. I'll propose to my girlfriend when the Leafs win the cup. Boy, you ain't getting married.
Yeah, sorry,
You
bro.
ain't getting made for
You might
the next
you
20
might
years.
as well just break up at that point.
She's the MVP if she's still there holding on to that hope.
Fucking trophy wife over there. Quite literally.
Oh man, this was so much fun, guys.
I had a
Of
blast.
course.
All
I had a
right.
blast. Thanks for having me on.
I unfortunately have to end this, but this was so much fucking fun.
Chirping chat on Tuesdays, baby.
Yes,
I will come
for
back.
anybody.
I will come back anytime. I love both shows.
You better have me on that fucking show on Tuesday. I'm just saying.
Oh, well, there's all right. I don't know if you saw the group chat yet, but there will be
Probably not.
There will be a change of scenery on Tuesday.
Saturday though, right?
Saturday is at the end of round one. We'll do a special on Saturday, whatever day that is. But for Tuesday, there will be a change of a scenery. And what else is on Tuesday, Mike?
Fan zone.
No.
Oh, Rangers playoff game. Well, I mean, I was correct with saying fan zone, but
Well, that too.
okay. Yeah. Everybody check out their show on Tuesday for whoever sees this in time or whoever listens to this in time.
me and Gianni will be going to game 1 on Tuesday. So we will
You
both.
better not jinx it like last time.
What happened last time?
They
fuck
lost.
Oh.
All right. Anyway, with that being said, this has been a very, very chaotic episode of Pucks and Brews, our comeback episode from basically last year. We didn't record. We last recorded pretty much right after the draft, right after the Minnesota Wild bought out Parise and Suter. We took a break, took a sabbatical, but we are back. We will be back all playoffs. Follow us on all of our socials listed in the description down below. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Leave a comment. Leave a like. Please don't message me any hate mail.
Hate speech.
That's all I ask, because I get enough of that in the group chat. And
he gets so much. Mike gets so much shit in our group chat, and it's hysterical.
I really do. But I will admit I do egg it on, and I sometimes do that because I'm bored.
Bro, you be stirring that shit up. What are you talking about?
And you're literally saying that to the person who literally brought a wooden spoon on a wrestling Zoom like a few months back.
He's stirring that shit up.
While we stir the pot up even more, thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. We'll be back after the first round of the playoffs. Thank you very much.